Welcome to the Invexlab channel. With the development of technology, electronic components are becoming smaller and smaller, and their location on the board is becoming more compact. Therefore, now a microscope for soldering and repairing various devices is not a luxury, but a necessity. And so I was finally able to get myself a digital microscope too. This is the Andonstar microscope and its 409 MAX-EX model. I have been using this microscope for several days now, and I can say with confidence that it is one of my best and most useful acquisitions. After all, this is not just a microscope, the characteristics of which are impressive. It is the whole workplace of an electronics technician. There is a convenient stand, a silicone mat, an instrument holder, a backlight, clip holders, and even an endoscope. In this video, I will now talk in detail about all the features and characteristics of this device. When opening the box, we immediately see the instructions for the endoscope and the user's manual. Let's pay attention to the characteristics of this microscope. The sensor resolution is 4 megapixels. The maximum resolution of the video output is Ultra HD, 300 times magnification. The minimum distance to the object is 5 centimeters. The screen size is 10 inches and the resolution is 1280 by 800 pixels. The characteristics of this microscope, as you can see, are very good. Let's see what kind of equipment it has. A large 10-inch screen and, in fact, the microscope itself. Desk. The microscope holder. Tool holder. The endoscope. The third hand holder. The power cord. The USB cable. This is a third-hand clip attachment. The keys are hexagons. The HDMI cable. Accessories for the endoscope. The remote control. Network adapter. An endoscope holder. Thick silicone mat. Metal base with backlight and multiple cells. Well, the equipment of this microscope is in no way inferior to its characteristics. Now I'll put it all together. There are several connectors on the back of the screen. The first one is for connecting the endoscope, then the connector for connecting the memory card, several indicators, the power cord connector, HDMI, and a reset button. The instrument holder provided in this microscope is very convenient. Screwdrivers, tweezers, soldering iron and even tin can be placed on it. When turned on, two images appear on the screen at once, from the microscope and from the endoscope. As I have already said, this microscope is one of my best and most necessary acquisitions. This is the whole workplace of an electronics technician. There is, perhaps, everything that one would expect from such a device. This microscope has many settings. I will tell you about them now, but first of all I will include the Russian language. Now let's go through the menu items. The first point is the video resolution, full HD in HD. The exposition. Print the date and time on a photo or video. Sharpness. Image freezing, that is, freeze frame. Contrast ratio. The color, black and white image, sepia or negative. Next menu page. Enabling and disabling Wi-Fi. Enabling the grid on the screen. It is also possible to flexibly adjust the grid. The next menu item is to set the date and time. Language selection, frequency. Formatting the memory card. Reset to factory settings. And the last point is the firmware version. There are buttons on the control panel for quick activation of certain functions. This is the freeze frame button. The up and down buttons on the joystick are a digital zoom, which, by the way, also works very well. The left-right buttons are to decrease and increase the brightness. The next button turns on the grid on the screen. This is an increase and decrease in sharpness. Contrast settings. Then the color settings. Negative and black and white image. Protecting the file from deletion. Switching the image on the monitor, that is, the image from the endoscope, microscope, or double. The bottom button turns the image 180. Using this button, mode, you can turn on the mode of video shooting, photographing, or viewing saved files. The red button takes a screenshot, which will then be available in the saved files. You can also make a video recording in the same way. Now let's look at the image quality at the maximum and minimum distance to the object. You see everything on your screens. The image quality of this microscope is perfect. The minimum distance to the object at the microscope can focus on is approximately 4.5 centimeters. With the maximum distance to the object, which is about 50 centimeters, the image on the screen is also clear. The characteristics and capabilities of the microscope are remarkable. And what is an endoscope capable of? Firstly, a huge advantage is that the endoscope has its own backlight, the brightness of which can be adjusted. Manual focusing is provided on the endoscope. The image quality, as well as that of the microscope, is excellent. Several attachments are attached to the endoscope. With this nozzle, you can reach places with a diameter smaller than the endoscope. It's almost the same, but in black, which should make the image clearer. A nozzle for observing flat objects with a large area. Side view mirror. It's a very convenient thing to inspect parts that you can't easily get to. The long tube can be used to protect the endoscope during storage or when examining hard-to-reach areas. If you turn on Wi-Fi on the microscope, then the image can be displayed, for example, on a smartphone, where the necessary application will be installed. Using an HDMI cable, the microscope can be easily connected to any monitor. In this case, the image on the microscope itself is turned off. You can also connect the microscope to a computer or laptop and then use a special program to conduct a thorough examination and measurement of an object. So, after checking all the features of the Andonstar 409 Max CS microscope, I can say with confidence that this is perhaps the ideal workplace for an electronics technician. I do not even know what else could be added to this microscope. Everything you need is already here. By the way, I bought this microscope in the official manufacturer's store. In the description below this video, I will leave a link to this store, and anyone who wants to can follow this link to get all the information they need. This concludes this video. If you liked it, then click the subscribe button so that you don't miss the new video on my channel, which will appear very soon. Thank you for watching and see you soon.